Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I know upload schedule has not been regular for a little bit, but we are in final season, like right in the middle of it right now. So we can expect some more regular videos to come back in about a week-ish. But until then, I did want to watch the Game Award nominees with you guys. Unfortunately, due to technical error, you won't get my initial reaction to things. But I still wanted to put my thoughts out there just because this is one of the biggest events of the year for gaming. So, oh, and also, Jeff Keighley's been hosting these public Game Award talk Zoom talk thingies, where he invites different people from the gaming industry. So I've been talking about this with him and other people in the meeting. No, I don't talk a whole lot, as you probably figure out, but just being able to listen to the different processes and stuff that's going on, there's definitely some big things that are going to be happening for the Game Awards, and they put a lot of work into it, so I'm excited to see what they are going to present. But without further ado, let's watch the nominees. I do have some thoughts, but we'll save those for the right time. Let me get my keyboard out so I can be ready to pause.
On December 10th, the world will come together to celebrate video games at the Game Awards, streaming live everywhere. Hey, I'm Jeff Keighley, and welcome to the nominee announcement. This has, of course, been a challenging year for all of us, but despite so many obstacles, talented developers have comforted and entertained us with amazing games that show more than ever why video games are the most powerful form of entertainment. At the Game Awards, we will celebrate the absolute best with a fully live awards show and, of course, share world premieres of games that will define the next generation. And don't worry, the Game Awards Orchestra will be back too. Right now, let's get to the nominees. And remember, you can help select the winners by voting at thegameawards.com. For Best Performance, the nominees are Ashley Johnson as Ellie, The Last of Us Part 2. Laura Bailey as Abby, The Last of Us Part 2. Daisuke Shuji as Jin Sakai, Ghost of Tsushima. Logan Cunningham as Hades in Hades. And Nadji Jeter as Miles Morales in Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales.
Alright, so my thoughts on Best Performance. Those are some really, really good contenders. I think The Last of Us has the most impactful performances for me, at least this year. I have been loving playing Ghost of Tsushima. I've listened to a little bit of the English dub, but not enough of the more dramatic events, so I can't speak too much on Daisuke's performance. But Najee is a really fun Miles, and I really enjoy his performance. But as far as characters that have made me feel some things, mostly angry things, but feel some things. And I turned over to Abby's side at the end of the game, so it might have to be Laura Bailey. Next. Oh, also another fun fact, sorry, but Ashley Johnson and Laura Bailey were guests in the Zoom calls I was talking about with Jeff, so that was just a really cool experience. They're both really cool people, or at least they seem like really cool people from the Zoom call. So, yeah. I just wanted to throw that in there because I thought that was really cool.
Next up, the category of Best Multiplayer Game. Those nominees are Animal Crossing New Horizons.
Among Us is in here. I think Among Us should win.
Warzone, Fall Guys, and Valorant.
I think Among Us should win. It's brought so many people together.
Apex Legends, Destiny 2, Call of Duty Warzone, Fortnite, and No Man's Sky.
I'm going with Apex on this one.
In the category of Best Art Direction, the nominees are Final Fantasy VII Remake, Ghost of Tsushima, Hades, Ori and the Will of the Wisps, and The Last of Us Part 2.
So my thoughts on this, I really like Hades' art style. I think Ghost of Tsushima, they did a really good job of immersing you into the world of Tsushima. Which does more for me than Hades does for me. And let's see, what was the first one? Final Fantasy VII. Final Fantasy VII, they really did some good stuff with the graphics and in terms of like innovating it and making it, modernizing it. But I have not played that. I played the demo, so I can't really speak too much about the art direction. But I know it's a great looking game. But yeah, I think my vote for this one is gonna have to be with Ghost of Tsushima.
And The Last of Us Part 2, composed by Gustavo Santaolalla.
Oh, did I skip? I did.
Up to 100% dandruff protection.
That's why you're being forced to watch 100% of this commercial.
Additional direction. The nominees are and The Last of Us Part 2. For Best Score in Music, those nominees are Doom Eternal, composed by Mick Gordon. Final Fantasy VII Remake, composed by Nobuo Uematsu, Masashi Hamauzu, and Mitsuto Suzuki. Hades, composed by Darren Korb. Ori and the Will of Wisps, composed by Gareth Coker. And The Last of Us Part 2, composed by Gustavo Santaolalla. Additional music by Matt Quayle.
Alright, so let's see. The two for me in this. So let's play these back again. I did not play a whole lot of Doom, but I know Doom has a lot of like heavy metal stuff, so that wouldn't really be my cup of tea per se. I did listen to most of the Final Fantasy VII remake soundtrack. So I know they did some great work there. Hades has it has like a really authentic, like Greek sounding soundtrack. I've listened to like a little bit of Greek music, so I can't speak too much on that. But it sounded Greek to me. It just has like a really repetitive kind of like build up with all the songs, which I understand going between levels. But I just personally like wasn't something I would come back to listen to. And then The Last of Us Part 2, I have not listened to that score again, so I can't really speak too much on it. But there were some very powerful musical moments in The Last of Us Part 2. So, I don't know. I think I'm going to have to go with Final Fantasy VII just because I know it. But Last of Us 2 could have it as well.
Additional music by Matt Quayle. The Best Audio Design nominees are Doom Eternal, Half-Life Alyx, Ghost of Tsushima, Resident Evil 3, and The Last of Us Part 2. Next,
as far as audio design, I'm still trying to learn about that myself. But I think Ghost of Tsushima did a really good job of that. So let's go back real quick. Sorry if I'm just trying to put my guesses out there so y'all know, and you can laugh at me for being wrong later. Half-Life, Ghost, RE3, and Last of Us Part 2. Last of Us Part 2 had some good sound design as well. I don't remember RE3 sound design distinctly. And I have not seen Half-Life Alyx, so I'm gonna go with Ghost of Tsushima. Last of Us has some good details, but I'm gonna go with Ghost of Tsushima because I feel like Last of Us will win enough awards for the night as it is. It's between those two for me, but my pick, Ghost of Tsushima.
Up is our new category for 2020: innovation and accessibility.
And then this one, I think The Last of Us could definitely win for sure.
Valhalla, Grounded, Hyperdot, The Last of Us Part 2, and Watch Dogs Legion. In the category of Best Narrative, the nominees are 13 Sentinels.
The messed up part about this is they did not include Miles in categories that I think he should have been, or the game should have been included in, like the accessibility. I saw something on Twitter where someone's boyfriend or husband was like nearly blind, so he was having trouble playing the first Spider-Man game, but this one he's had like a lot of fun with. So I can't speak to the accessibility standpoint just because I don't have those kinds of I don't need to use that feature, but like seeing what people are saying in the community, I would have thrown that one in there. And then 13 Sentinels definitely did not get as much marketing as it needs. It's actually a really interesting game. So you guys need to check that out if you haven't already.
Aegis Rim, written by George Kamatani. Final Fantasy VII Remake, written by Kazushige Nojima, Matomu Toriyama, Hiroki Awaki, and Sashi Hirano. Ghost of Tsushima, writers Ian Ryan, Liz Abel, Patrick
The story
Downs,
for
and
Ghost is
Jordan
kind of
Ramos.
like, for me.
Hades, writer
Like, it's
Greg
good,
Kasavin,
but it hasn't
and
been
The
super
Last of Us Part
impactful yet.
2, writers Neil Druckmann and Haley Gross. Games for Impact.
Oh, that's hard. I feel like Last of Us 2 will probably win that. I don't know too much about Hades, but I don't think, at least from what I've seen, I wasn't super absorbed into the story. I was just like really enamored by the more art style of it. The lore is interesting, but I think the art style and the way it plays is what really gets people. I feel like Ghost could kind of be up there. I'm like almost halfway through the game, so we'll see if it becomes like really impactful towards the end for me. But 13 Sentinels, that's a pretty good pick.
Recognize a thought-provoking game with a profound pro-social meaning or message. The nominees are If Found.
And then I haven't heard of
Kentucky
any of
Route
these
Zero,
games in this
TV
category, I
edition,
don't believe.
Spiritfarer,
So that's
Tell
one of
Me
the
Why,
good things about the Game
and
Awards.
Through the Darkest of Times.
Getting more exposure.
Independent games are such a vibrant part of the industry, and the nominees this year
I
for
don't
Best
think I've heard of any
Independent
of these
Game
either.
are Carrion, Fall Guys,
Oh, it's over Fall
Hades.
Guys and Hades.
Spelunky 2,
And Spelunky, I guess.
Spiritfarer.
Okay, maybe
For
I know
Best
like
Mobile Game
most of
presented
those.
by LG Wing and Qualcomm Snapdragon, the nominees are Among Us,
Among
Call of
Us,
Duty Mobile,
it has to win that.
Genshin Impact, Legends of Runeterra.
See,
and
Genshin, I feel like more
Pokemon
people play
Cafe
Genshin
Mix.
on the
For the second year, we are presenting an award
PlayStation.
for Best Community Support. The nominees are Apex Legends, Destiny 2, Fall Guys.
I think Fall
Fortnite,
Guys wins that one.
No Man's Sky, and Valorant.
But I also follow the
Best
Fall
debut
Guys
indie game recognizes the
account,
studio
so
that published its
kinda
first
biased.
game this year. Those nominees are Carrion, Mortal Shell, Raji, an ancient epic.
I saw
Rookie,
Raji trailer. I haven't seen a whole lot of
The
gameplay.
best
I have seen a lot of
VR
gameplay
game
for
nominees
Phasmophobia,
are
and that's a good game as well.
Dreams, Half-Life Alyx, Marvel's Iron Man VR, Star Wars Squadrons, and The Walking Dead: Saints and Sinners. For
So I did not know you could play Squadrons in VR, but the thing that's funny to me is the Iron Man VR thing that I saw literally nobody play. At least the people that I'm subscribed to on YouTube, I did not see anybody play them. I didn't see any recommended videos for it, so I don't really know who actually played that and if it was actually like really, really good or not. So the fact that it's nominated, I guess I might have been missing out on something, or I don't know. Yeah, interesting.
Content Creator of the Year, presented by Adobe. The nominees are
I'm going with Alana
Alana
Pierce on this one.
J. Ann Lopez, Nick Marcus,
I unfortunately don't
Tim
know
the Tatman.
the rest of
and
these creators that well,
For Best Action
but
Game,
I've seen
the
Alana
nominees
Pierce in a lot
are
of stuff.
Doom Eternal, Hades, Half-Life Alyx,
I think Doom's
Neo
winning
2,
the category so
and
far.
Streets of Rage 4.
I think Streets
In
of
the
Rage is
genre of
good, but
Best
as far as
Action-Adventure
action,
Game,
Doom
the
probably
nominees
wins.
are Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Ghost of Tsushima, Marvel's Spider-Man, Miles
Spider-Man
Morales,
has a good chance of
Ori
winning this
and the
one.
Will of the Wisps, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
That one's a good
and
game as well.
The Last of Us
A little glitchy,
Part
though.
2.
So the thing about, let's go back through these nominees real quick. So the thing about this category, so Valhalla just came out, so not a lot of people have had the chance to really like judge it that well, or at least the public hasn't had a chance to judge it that well. But as far as like things that have been highly anticipated and have so far seemed to deliver, Miles Morales is #1 in this category for me. Valhalla is cool, but as far as like Assassin's Creed goes, I think the reception for it hasn't been super, super huge, at least for the moment. And then Ghost of Tsushima, still a fun game, but Miles definitely beats it, at least for me. As far as action and stuff, Granted, I did turn up the difficulty on Miles for my playthrough, so I am like having to think a little bit more strategically about things. But it is just too much fun, like slinging around and like doing all these crazy action moves. So yeah, Miles is definitely gonna win this category for me. And Jedi Fallen Order, also a good game, just a little glitchy. Last of Us Part 2. I thought the action was kind of eh. I was a little bored in the game at sometimes.
Genshin Impact. Persona 5 Royal.
I have to vote for Persona 5 Royal for this category. I've literally been playing it almost a year. I do like that Yakuza was nominated though. It once again Lupo interrupted by street. But Yakuza, with the change that it's done and making it more like an RPG, has definitely been interesting. I've decided that I do like the combat, although it's still a little bit funky. But yeah, I don't know. I think the jury is still out on that one for me, but positive so far.
Your nominees for Best Fighting Game are Grand Blue Fantasy versus Mortal Kombat.
I've heard stuff about that game.
Ultimate,
Mortal Kombat's going to be a big one.
Fighter 5
Haven't heard a lot
Edition,
about Street Fighter.
One Punch Man,
That
a
one.
hero nobody knows.
Nope.
And Under Night in Birth, EXE Late Clear.
I think it's between the first two, Grand Blue and Mortal Kombat. I'm gonna go Mortal Kombat.
Nominees are Animal Crossing New Horizons.
Animal Crossing is a good
Crash
family game.
4, It's
Don't know about
time.
Crash, that's frustrating.
Fall Guys.
Don't know about Fall Guys, it's frustrating.
Mario
But it has
Kart
brought people
Live
together to
Gold
play.
Circuit,
I think that one's a
Minecraft
good one.
Dungeons,
Minecraft
and
Dungeons.
Paper Mario, the Origami King.
I don't know.
simulation or
I think that's a
strategy
single player game. But I think it's supposed to be like family friendly. I feel like Animal Crossing is probably gonna win that category because it was huge for at least a couple months. At least.
Nominees are Crusader Kings 3, Desperados 3, Gears Tactics.
And I think Gears
Microsoft
Tactics is the
Flight
only one that
Simulator,
I know
and
of
XCOM Chimera Squad.
in this list.
Next
I
up,
don't think I've
Best
seen any of those
Sports
games
Racing.
though.
The
I'm gonna go
nominees
Gears
are
because people have been talking
Dirt
about
5,
it
F1 2020, FIFA 21, NBA
I wanna go 2K.
21,
2K is a big
Tony
game.
Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2. And
Tony
now
Hawk,
the nominees for
it got a lot of
Best
hype,
Sports
but then I
Game.
don't feel like a lot of
Call
people
Duty
played it too
Modern
much.
Warfare, Counter-Strike Global Offensive,
And then this is where I'm
Fortnite,
just sitting
League of
back
Legends,
for a few
and
minutes.
Valorant.
I'm very
This
like
year,
lax
we're
on the
recognizing
esports scene.
5 incredible esports athletes as nominees in this category.
But I think I would have went
Crimson,
Valorant for that
Showmaker,
one.
Canyon, Shotzi,
I think.
and Zai Wu. The nominees for Best Esports Team are Damwon Gaming, Dallas Empire, San Francisco Shock, G2 Esports, and Team Secret. Your nominees for Best Esports Coach are Zephyr, Zonic, Krusty, Rambo,
Krusty, I thought was a
Kratos.
funny name.
The Best Esports Event, which was probably a little different this year than normal, the nominees are Blast Premier Spring Europe Finals, Call of Duty League Championship 2020, IEM Katowice
I was thinking there was supposed to be a
2020,
Smash event
League
or
of
something this
Legends
year,
World Championship 2020,
which I'm
and the
pretty sure
Overwatch League
happened.
Grand
But
Finals 2020. And our last esports category, Best Esports Host. The nominees are Shocks, Machine, Golden Boy, Dash.
oh, I
and
do know
Shiver.
Golden Boy actually. I've seen a
And
little bit
now
of stuff,
it's
so I'll
time
vote for
our
him.
Final two categories. For Best Game Direction, which recognizes outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction
Now
and
these
design,
two are tough.
The nominees are Final Fantasy VII Remake from Square Enix, Ghost of Tsushima from Sucker Punch Productions, Hades from Supergiant Games, Half-Life Alyx from Valve.
The fact that Hades has got so much
and
exposure is
The
really
Last of
great
Us
for
Part 2
Supergiant though.
From Naughty Dog.
As far as which one I'm going to be going with for game direction, since a lot of people didn't like the general direction that Last of Us went into, I'm not going to say it's not going to win because of that, but I'd say it makes the playing field a little bit more even because, you know, even if you didn't like the direction, Last of Us 2 is a good game. For me, it's going to be between Ghost of Tsushima, Final Fantasy VII, and Hades. And I'm just gonna pick Ghost of Tsushima. I've really had a lot of fun with that game. I think the direction they went in has been good. It's unlike any games that I have seen thus far as like really immersing yourself into the world of like Japanese culture and being a samurai. Yeah. I can't speak on Final Fantasy VII though, and that's the sad part. I'll have to play it like soon at some point. But Hades is also good too. But yeah, I'm going Ghost.
And finally, on behalf of the jury, comprised of more than 95 global media and influencer outlets, I am proud to announce the 6 nominees selected.
You should have started with Last of Us 2 in this. We already know it's nominated.
These are your nominees for Game of the Year. Animal Crossing New Horizons from Nintendo.
I feel like it's too late in the year for Animal Crossing to win. Like, I feel like people have gotten over Doom and Animal Crossing. Final Fantasy VII has gotten some talk again.
Hades from Supergiant Games, and The Last of Us Part 2.
I don't think Hades has enough support from like a huge amount of people to win Game of the Year, unfortunately. That, and I think there are other games that have more depth, although I like the game. I think there are a lot of games that have more depth and would like draw me back into it, as far as like maybe doing a replay. At least for me, I don't play dungeon crawlers like that. Last of Us 2, big one. Ghost of Tsushima, I think it could work. It could be possible. And then what was the earlier ones? Let's see, Final Fantasy VII. I don't think it's going to win Game of the Year. Just because of there were some bugs and things that people were talking about when it first came out, which I don't know if that was a launch week thing or not. And then just some things, I think, with the story that people were complaining about a little bit, at least from what I saw on my timeline in the comment section. So, not that I doubt that Last of Us isn't going to take this. I feel like Last of Us is pretty secure in that. But my second place, it would be Ghost of Tsushima.
From Naughty Dog.
Or my alternate, not my second place.
You can help select the winners in all categories by voting for your favorites starting right now through December 9th at thegameawards.com. There is so much more to share about this year's show in the weeks ahead. World premieres, special guests, and more surprises as we usher in the next generation of gaming. Follow us at the Game Awards on Twitter for updates and tune in live on December 10th for a global celebration of games.
That's going to be fun. But yeah. I definitely will be streaming the Game Awards again this year. Probably invite a friend or two once again of people who are actually want to watch the Game Awards. No disrespect to my friends, but they were definitely doing their own thing while I was trying to watch. So yeah, I'm just looking forward to what they have. Just been talking about, how this has been like a really big process trying to figure this out during just this difficult year with COVID and lots of other things going on. So I'm sure that they will try and figure out a way that will kind of connect people like it has in years past, without actually having to like physically be there. At least for people who are used to attending in person. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this a lot. I'm looking forward to the reveals that they might have. I don't think that's going to be any Smash reveals, and definitely not any console reveals. So I'm curious what we're gonna have for our like big surprise. And then the world premieres are always great as well. Maybe crossing my fingers for some more Gotham Knights, or some Gotham Knights news. And yeah, I think that's gonna be it. So tell me down in the comments down below, who do you think is going to win Game of the Year? And maybe if you're really passionate about some of the other categories, like what do you think, which game should win those categories? But yeah, I think Last of Us 2 is gonna win Game of the Year no matter what. Do I disagree with it? No, but at the same time, the experience that I had with that game, it was like very heavy. And I feel like it was just a lot of heavy, and not the moments of liberty were like, I feel like too short. Because I definitely relished in those while watching my friends stream it. So yeah, I don't know. Still a great game though, and it deserves Game of the Year. But I'd be curious as to what other game would win if it wasn't nominated. But yeah, those are just my thoughts. I will see you guys in the next video on the channel. So I hope you have a nice eating while you're not, whatever it is, enjoy it, and I'll see you in the next video.